Hey guys, welcome back. We are now on part 5 of our Klingon Bird of Prey build, and if you notice, this is different. This is different because I went to tear this out, and I literally tore these two 3 strips in half. So I had to put this back in. I had to solder up 3 new strips because I put another one back here for the engines. But now they're all tied together. There's 2 right here. I'm going to be tying these 2 in separately and then just run them down through a hole here somewhere. It may be this hole, it may be a different hole. But that is where we're at. And this week I want to first get these 2 halves together, and then we will deal with all the light leaks and other issues. I did add some paint on here because you're going to see that on the other side. I also went through and painted the outside here. This was white. Again, trying to mitigate the light leak with some black in here. We will deal with the rest as it comes, but I'm going to put these halves together and show you what it looks like lit with the engines and everything. I'll be back in a second. Alright. You can see those windows are lit up nice. Ignore the light leaks a little bit there. Oh, I see you still have one down here to take care of. But yeah, and there's the nice glow of the engines. Looks much better with that other 3-strip in there. So, yeah, looking pretty good. Yeah, light leaks. Some of these light leaks will be gone when I glue it together. But yeah, that's what she looks like at the moment. I'm going to work on getting these 2 halves together, and we'll be back when they are officially solidified. Be back in a sec. Alright guys, she is together. And we have a lot of work to do. I've got all my wires coming out down here on the bottom. This isn't attached. I just test fit it in here to see where I'll have to stop, where I can stop filling this seam here. So yeah, seams, let's talk about that. Okay, these on either side, here and here, those have to be filled. We have up here, this is a nice big, not really big, but there is a seam there. We have a seam up top here that has to be filled. And then the big bad of them all, this thing. There are steps on either side of this that you may run into, which will have to come down. And then this has got to be filled with putty all the way around. So, I'm going to get to work on that. I will be back in a jiff. Well, I got all the putty work, I think, done. 3 rounds of this. I got these filled in back here along the engine. I got this spine section here filled in. And then the big one, which was around here, which actually had a step in it, and I had to build it up back up with putty. And then I filled in a couple of light leaks back here. I had a couple of light leaks. And here I had a couple of light leaks. I think it's pretty much cleared up except for, as far as light leaks go, except for there's sections in here that I need to fill with paint. Yep, I have everything masked off and I'm ready for primer. So let me throw some primer on here and we'll check it out and see what it looks like after that. Be back in a second. Well, I've got my paint on the top here. It's still a bit tacky here, so I'm trying not to touch it too much. I still need to go back underneath. I got a bunch of overspray, as you can see, some black overspray, but that didn't turn out too bad. Those the fills, you can see the bridge area and the neck. You can't see any seams in there anymore, really. So that turned out pretty good. I got my fiber in today. Got a nice chunk of fiber optic here. The bag has tape because I accidentally cut it open when I was cutting open the bag for the delivery bag. But yeah, it's a nice amount of fiber optic. So I did my wings up real quick. I got the fiber in the wings. Here it is. And it's sticking out down here. I'm going to leave this until I'm pretty much done, then I'll clip these off. But yeah, they're drying right now, together and drying. I need to, of course, go and paint this. I'm not concerned about getting any green paint so much on these. I am on the ends. If I get any on the ends, I'll just snip off a little. This is a little excess. I don't need this much, but I wanted to do that just so I could once I get done painting, I can just clip off where I need to, and then filter that in through the hull up here. So yeah, got that all done. Now I get to paint the front, and then start the detail painting on this wing, which will be very cool. And the detail painting on this will be very cool too. It's a fun part. We're getting to the fun part. I'm thinking about a base. I've actually started a base. It is, yes, the sandwich container base. I'm doing the sandwich container base. Why? Because that's what I have. I cut the lip off of this. Still need some cleanup to do around here with the X-Acto. I still got a little bit of the lip on here. I started to sand it because I want to get paint on this. This is on here because I didn't want to have to sand off all the lettering. You can see the embossed on the other side. There's lettering and there was junk on here. So I just cut this out and threw it on. There was some, I think this is, yeah, this is just super glue. So yeah, I kind of like the ridges. It will be like this, and the ship will pretty much be like on top like this. I'm using this from the kit, this thing right here, which will go in like that. I've got this for the back here. That will go on the back to kind of close this whole thing up. Before I do that, of course, I'll go in here and I'll add a little bit of a slot in here, just big enough to get the wires through. Same thing right here. This had a really cool Klingon symbol right here. I'm not sure why it was on this side and not the other side of this. It does go like this, because I'm not sure why. It's a weird thing, but it goes like this. And the Klingon symbol was on this side, which I'd want that side forward. That's unfortunate that I lost that, but that's how it goes. Yeah, so I'll be adding these reinforcing strips to this strip before I get this thing attached, and I'll have to do a little bit of cleanup on this. It kind of overhangs in spots, and that'll go right there. I will be epoxying this in. I won't be using model glue or super glue or anything. I'll be using the 5-minute epoxy I used on my Enterprise. I'll also be epoxying this to the ship too, because it's such a little thing here to put in there. But it should work fine. Just some 5-minute epoxy. Just put a bunch in the hole underneath there, and then a bunch on this. But that is going to do it for this week. Short update, small update. Not a lot done, but necessary steps. Next week, we'll be getting into the really fun part, which is all the detail painting. All the really cool detail painting. And I'm not going to put the wings on it till the end because there's just so much painting that you have to do. You got to put the red here and underneath. Some of this stuff is different colored in here. Oops, on camera, please. This is different color, I think. This is different color. But yeah, we're going to get into the detail painting and weathering, and that's going to be the where this starts to actually look like the Klingon bird of prey instead of this shiny apple. Shiny green apple is what it looks like. So I want to thank everyone for watching, and I will catch you guys next time. Take care.